Well, hey everybody, Mr. Reeves back with you for our third and final video on lesson 5.2, rewriting percent expressions. So in the first video, I introduced you to the concept of a markup as a type of percent increase and a markdown as a type of percent decrease. We talked about representing an unknown or changing value with a variable. We talked about changing the percent to a decimal and multiplying that by the variable, and we said that number in front of the variable was called a coefficient. Then in the next video, we actually put some numbers in for those variables, and we multiplied by that percent written as a decimal, and we actually found what the discount price was in the case of a markdown, or the retail price in the case of a markup. And now we're going to go ahead like we always do and finish up with doing some practice problems from the assignment. And as has been the case of late, I'm going to encourage you to have a calculator available and to use it to make the computation go quickly and make sure you get accurate answers. All right, so here we go. Dana buys dress shirts from a clothing manufacturer for $S each. So S is the variable. It is an unknown or changing value. And then sells the dress shirts in her retail clothing store at a 35% markup. All right, so write the markup as a decimal. All right, so here we go. So if we're talking simply the markup itself as a percent, so 35% is equal to 0.35 because we're going to move the decimal 2 places to the right. Now, an expression for the markup would be 0.35 times S, because S is that unknown price. So the markup expression would be 0.35. The markup percent as a decimal is 0.35 without the S. Excuse me. As an expression, it would be 0.35 times S without the S on there, obviously. It's just 0.35. Pretty sure they just wanted this first one, but I wanted to make sure you know the expression is that. So if they ask you for the markup as an expression, there it is. All right, now write two expressions. Now they are specifically asking for expressions for the retail price. And remember, the retail price is equal to the markup plus the original, okay? The markup plus the original, or the original plus the markup is actually the way that they write it. All right, so the original was S, and the markup expression is 0.35S. So that is one way. Now remember, again, if you've watched the previous videos, you know that we can combine these two. This is 1S plus 0.35, which is 1.35S. And again, they did not ask for it, but I have been saying that is 135% of the original amount. Okay, it's a markup of 35%, so it's 135% or 1.35 times the original amount. Okay, what is the retail price if the shirt costs $32? So what are they saying? They're saying that S is 32. So I need to do 1.35S times 32, and here is where my handy dandy calculator is going to come in handy. 1.35, it should come in handy because it's my handy dandy calculator. 1.35 times 32, and the answer I get is 43.2, but don't forget this is money. This is money, so 43.2 is $43 and that's 20 cents. $43.20. So how much was added to the original amount? Well, the retail price is $43.20. If we subtract 32 from that, we shouldn't need a calculator for that, should we? 2 minus 0 is 2, 3 minus 2 is 1, and 4 minus 3 is 1. So how much was added? $11.20. So do you know what that means? That means that $11.20 is 35% of the original price that they gave us of $32. All right. Just a little side note, they didn't ask for that, but again, I always give you extra information because that's the kind of math teacher that I am. All right, so now they have this big long table of markups and retail prices. All right, so we're going to go ahead, and the first thing we're going to do is we're going to change these percentages to decimals. Okay, so right here I'm going to write this as a decimal. It would be 0.15. This one would be 0.42. This would be 0.75. Again, I'm simply moving the decimal 2 places to the left. 0.33. Now all of these have been less than 1. This one, when I move it 2 places to the left, I get 1.00, and this one I get 1.25. All right, now the original price, all right, the markup here is going to be the percent times the original, okay? The percent times the original. So it's going to be 0.15 times 18, all right? This one here is going to be 0.42 times 42. This one's going to be 0.75 times 33.75, and so on. Okay, I'm not going to keep going down because the process is the same every time. All right, I do want to just bring a note to you that I would like to remind you, however, if you multiply by a percent that is higher than 100%, all right, then your answer will be more than double what it was originally, and your decimal will always be greater than 1. Okay, and then to get the actual markup, I'm going to put that in my calculator. Again, that's an expression right there. So I'm going to go 0.15 times 18. And when I do that, I get 0.27. All right, 0.27. Let me try that again. 0.15 times 18 is, did I put that in right? Sorry, let me pull up my calculator. I knew something was wrong. I put an extra 0 in there. I knew that answer wasn't right. Guys, when you get an answer, you should ask yourself, does that answer make sense? And I knew that that answer was way too small. All right, because 10% of 18 would be $1.80, and so 27 cents just did not make sense. Sorry, I erased this one. This one was 0.42 times 22.50. All right, so yeah, I knew there was a mistake there. Let me try that again. 0.15 times 18. That's better. We just got to move the decimal over 1 place. $2.70. All right, so what's the retail price going to be? It's going to be the original price plus the markup, right? 18 plus $2.70, and we shouldn't need a calculator for that. That is $20.70. All right, let me do just one more on here, right? See if I can do this one without making a mistake. 0.42, 42% of 22.50. All right, I know 50% would be about half, so I know it needs to be, I don't know, less than $11, maybe around $9 or so. $9.45. Look at that. Okay. So my retail price is going to be my original price, $22.50, plus my markup of $9.45. Okay. Again, I'm going to do this one without a calculator. 50 and 45 gives me 95. Again, that's 45, not 95, okay? And 22 and 9 gives me 31. So $31.95. Please make sure when you write your answers, then money, that you put the $sign at the beginning and you go to decimal places. All right, let's do a couple marked down problems. All right, we have our original price and we have the mark down. All right, so what are we going to do? The first thing we're going to do is we're going to change that 22% to 0.22. We're going to change that 44% to 0.44. What the heck? We're on a roll. This one would be 0.33 and this one would be 0.75. I think we did those two in the previous table. So we're always going to do that. Then we're going to multiply that decimal times the original amount. And that in this case is going to give us the mark down, right? We're going to multiply our decimal representation of our percent times the original amount. And we would do the same thing on those. And then at this point, you can go ahead and go to your handy dandy calculator. All right, so let me do it over here so I can actually see what I am doing here. 0.22, 22% of 45. 22% of 45. Well, 20% is about 1/5. So this should be just north of 9, maybe $10, $11, something like that. Oh my goodness, I went way too high. 9.9. That was just to show you I wasn't cheating last time, all right? So it is 9.9 or $9.90. 9.9 is $9.90. All right, now what did it say? It said to find the sale price. This is not the sale price. This is the discount, or this is the mark down amount. Okay, we then have to subtract. We have to do $45 minus how much this person is saving, $9.90. Again, I'm going to do this without a calculator, right? 0. This is going to become $44 a dollar, so that's going to be 10 cents, and 44 minus 10 would be 34, so 44 minus 9 would be 35. So the answer, again, make sure $ is $35.10. $35.10. I could have done that really easily, much faster, by saying 45 minus 10 would be 35, but we're only taking away, I'm sorry, yeah. Yes, that's right. 45 minus 10 would be 35, but we need to put a dime back on because we're only taking away $9.90. Yeah, there we go. All right, and then I would do the same thing for this other one here, if I could find my calculator. Oh my goodness. Here we go. 0.44. That's 44% of 23.99. When I do that, I get 10.5556. It says round to 2 decimal places when necessary. All right, so is this going to be $10.55 or $10.56? All right, so it is 5 or more, so we're going to round up. All right, so it's going to be $10.56. Now again, $10.56 is not the answer. That is our mark down. But now we actually have to mark it down. We have to take the $23.99 that it was, and we have to subtract the $10.56. And when we do that, 9 minus 6 is 3, 9 minus 5 is 4, 3 minus 0 is 3, and 2 minus 1 is 1. So $13.43. These prices, after we subtract away, actually I used this color, didn't I, for the last part? Okay, these are the final, in this case, sale prices. Those are the discounted prices. All right. Okay, so let's move on to the next page. Let's take a look at this one right here. It says a bookstore manager marks down the price of older hardcover books which originally sell for $B by 46%. Holy cow, 46%, almost half off. That is amazing. All right, what do we do first? Every time, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, we change the percent to a decimal, 0.46. So there it is, 0.46. That is the decimal, right? And then as an expression, again, they did not ask for the expression, but I'm going to give the expression. It would be 0.46 times B. So that is the markdown percent as a decimal. That is the markdown as an expression. So two expressions for the sale price. Well, how much was it? It was B. How much are we taking away? 46%. 46% of what? Of B. All right, but what is 1B minus 0.46? All right, that is equal to 0.54B. All right, or 54% of the original amount. Does it make sense that if you take away 46%, you are left with 54%? What's 46 plus 54? Golly gee whiz, it is 100. All right, so what was the sale price of a book if it was $29? Well, now they're telling us what? B is 29. So we simply go right here to this one, and we're going to go 0.54 times 29. And no, I'm not going to do that by hand. Back up comes my extra special calculator. 0.54 times 29. And what do I get? $15.66, right? Which makes sense because 29 is almost 30 and 15 would be half, and we know that we're not getting quite half off. So that answer does make sense. All right, if you buy the book in part C, how much do you save? Well, what was the original price? It was $29. What was the new price? $15.66. So what do we need to do? We need to subtract that away, right? So, okay, I'm going to go ahead and do this one on my calculator, even though as a math teacher I probably should not. 29.00 take away $15.66, and when I do that, I get $13.34. All right? Which again makes sense. That's how much they saved. That's how much they paid. If it was exactly 50% off, those two would be the same, wouldn't they? But it's not quite 50% off. It's only 46% off. So you have to pay more. All right. Okay, I think that's all I'm going to do. Actually, you know what? I'm going to do this one right here, number 17, and then, yeah, here we go. So it says your family needs a set of 4 tires. Which of the following deals would you prefer? All right, so let's talk about what these mean. If you buy 3 and get 1 free, what percent are you saving? Let's think about it, right? If you buy 3, right? If you pay for that one and pay for that one and pay for that one, and this one is free, what percent are you saving? Well, that's 1 out of 4, right? Which is 25%. So that one is a 25% discount. This one is a 20% discount. 1/4 off, again, is a 25% discount. So if we change all of these to percents, or the ones that aren't percents, we can see what we are saving, right? So which deals would you prefer? I would prefer this one and this one because those are both 25%, which is better than 20%, right? So if you buy 2 and get 1 free, what would that be? Well, now it's 1 out of 3, so that would be 33%, right? What about if you buy 2 and get 2 free? Right? Well, now that's 2 out of 4, which is what? 1 out of 2, which is 50%. See how that works? All right, and then you guys hopefully can take any fraction and change it to a percent. If you don't know it, if it's not one of the ones you have memorized, by the way, 1 out of 4 is one you should have memorized. 1 out of 3. By the way, 1/3 is actually 33 and 1/3% if you want to be specific, okay? If it's not one you have memorized, you can take the top and divide by the bottom. All right, one quick note on this problem right here, okay? And actually these two problems here, because they both address the same thing. If you mark something down and then mark something back up by the same percent, you don't get the same result. Okay? The same percentage of a larger amount is larger. Listen to what I just said. The same percentage of a larger amount is larger, and the same percentage of a smaller amount is smaller. So if Margot marks her prices up by 20%, and then she marks them down by 20%. All right? 20% of a bigger number is bigger. Does that make sense? 20% of a bigger number is bigger. So if she marks a bigger number down by 20%, you don't get back to where you started. All right? You don't get back to where you started. So if someone takes 20% off of something and then they take 20% off again, the first 20% is bigger than the second 20%. Remember, you're finding a percent of. So if Grady marks down some pens from $2.49 to $1.99, that's a 50-cent decrease, right? If he marks them back up to $2.49, that's a 50-cent increase, right? But 50 cents of $2.49 is a smaller percentage of 50 cents than $1.99. Does that make sense? So the percentages are going to be different. This goes back to the percent of increase and the percent of decrease. So 50 cents over $2.49 is going to be greater than, it's going to be less of a percent, right? If we look at that percent, then 50 cents over $1.99. Okay? All right. I hope that helps. It probably just confused you a whole lot more. Sorry about that. All right, but hopefully all the other ones make sense, and if you need more help on those last ones, let me know. All right, so this was our third and final video. I just want to remind you, when you are working through these problems and you are in the personal math trainer, I want to make one more plug for the view example where it shows you how to do it, or the step-by-step where it takes you through step-by-step. Again, view by example shows you how to do that exact problem, and then you simply do try another. All right, hopefully it lets you do try another. Back to that one, try another. There we go. All right, okay? So viewing example if you're stuck, and then try another to help you get it correct. All right, that's all. Until next time, bye.